welcome back to another book wrap up for June, and it is just me today because I read quite a few books in June and Josh didn't read too many books in June, so he's going to combine his June reads with his July reads when we do the July wrap up. So the first one that I read in June was actually the Waterstones Children's Book of the Month. So I'm kind of hoping to read the Waterstones Children's Book of the Month as kind of like a little book club thing. Because yeah, I read one a while ago and really enjoyed it and thought, oh, this one looks so interesting, I really enjoyed that, so I'm going to kind of try and continue on doing that each month. So, this is the first book I read. I got it on the 1st, which is when they kind of announced obviously the book of the month on the 1st, and it is The Uncommoners, and this one is The Crooked Sixpence, and it's by Jennifer Bell. And this is the first in a new middle grade series, and it's so cool the way that this world is laid out. It kind of reminds me, I don't really want to compare it to it, but it kind of reminds me of Diagon Alley. Now I'm not going to say it reminds me of Harry Potter because it doesn't necessarily, but Diagon Alley is kind of what this world feels like because it's kind of a trading place of magic things, and it is very different. It has lots of different elements to it and lots of different things, but basically there's these uncommon objects and they kind of can do different things. Like for example, a belt, instead of, you know, being a belt around your waist, a belt can kind of like work as like a elevator, like you just hold on to it and it just kind of lifts you up, and there's all different things. It says in the back here actually, a silver bell will tell you the way, a candle's wick will hide you, and a crooked sixpence will be the first warning. So of course there's some kind of bad things that go down in this book, and our main protagonist, whose name I remember, this is the beginning of the month, is Ivy, and she has a brother called Seb, and they kind of have to, I guess it's kind of one of those, they have to kind of save the day. But again, because it is a first story in the series, it kind of has some typical tropes they didn't know about this world. But I loved finding out about the world with them. There was quite a few twists and turns as well, which I really enjoyed. And it definitely is such worth a read. I just enjoyed it. It was just magical. It was wonderful. It was quite an easy read, and you just could really get into the world. There's one little kind of sidekick character that I loved so much. And yeah, I loved being in the world. The world I actually can't pronounce. Lundior. Lundador. It's under London. So Londonor. I kept calling it something weird in my head when I'd read it. But yeah, really enjoyed this book. Gave it 4.5 stars. If you kind of like magic and mystical things, does that make sense? No. Then I definitely would recommend this book. I did really enjoy it, and it's a great middle grade series, and I can't wait for the second one to come out. I definitely will be picking it up as soon as it comes out. I usually get into series more as well along the ways. But yes, that's The Uncommoners. Let me know if you guys read it, and I'm going to be, like I say, doing the Waterstones book thing. The next one that I read is We're All... Oh, did I tell you what I gave that book? I gave this book 4.5 stars. Also, the front cover looks like Starry Night, which is my favourite ever, so... And the back, it's just generally beautiful. So there we go. There is The Uncommoners. Next one is We're All Made of Molecules by Susan Nielsen. This book I really enjoyed. It was great. It feels so nice. The cover's so soft. Not soft, I don't know the right word, it's not like normal. I enjoyed this book a lot. It was about this one boy who'd been going through a lot. It's a contemporary book, and him and his dad move in with this girl Ashley, who's kind of in a few years above him at school, or the year above him, I don't know, and her mum. And it's kind of about that and the blended family thing and getting to adjust with all those things. Simon, is that his name? Stuart. His name was Stuart. Stuart is really smart and clever, and he's kind of a bit of a geek whiz, which is awesome, but he kind of is feels a bit lonely. He has an adorable, amazing cat, and Ashley is kind of like a popular girl, kind of a lot bothered about looks and makeup, and she also has the problem because obviously her mum and dad have split up, and her dad lives in the kind of like this little, I guess it's like a static caravan, I don't know, they call it something different in here, outside. And so it's kind of awkward, and I just loved how this book dealt with things. It didn't go a typical tropey way, it just kind of went, and it was just, I just loved it. It was told in dual perspective, and you could really tell the difference between Stuart's perspective and Ashley's perspective. I think this is a book that I definitely could read again in the future. It was a very quick read, and I really enjoyed it. I definitely want to read more books by Susan Nielsen. I've actually bought some more, so I will include this in my book haul. Actually, the first 3 of these books I haven't hauled yet in a book haul, so The Uncommoners and this and the next one. But yeah, this I gave 4 stars, I enjoyed it. The next one I loved, but I didn't realise how much I loved it until after I had read it for a bit. Okay, so it's The Museum of Heartbreak by Meg Leder. Is that right? And I picked this book up because it looked very New Yorky. As you can see, nice New York skyline. On the back we've got Central Park, Brooklyn Flea Market, a National History Museum, Coney Island, and I love New York, and so I was like, you know what, I want this book. I was in a real contemporary mood, and it's very short. I ordered it, like I say, it'll be my new book haul, and I just read it straight away. I was like, you know, I'm just going to read this, and I didn't think I was enjoying it as much as I was throughout the book. It's a contemporary story, kind of about love and heartbreak, and it's a lot about kind of like New York and school and friends, and it's about everything really. And I was kind of going along with it. I knew I was enjoying it. I read it in 2 days, and then kind of when I was getting towards the last third, I just felt this massive connection with it, and I just loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, but on a very high end of 4.5. I feel like it wasn't quite a 5, but I think I would definitely read it again, and it might be. I don't think it would be for everybody. I don't know why I connected with it so much. I don't know. I just loved some of the messages in this book. It's a debut novel as well. I'm pretty sure. It's saying around the back. I'm pretty sure it is a debut novel. And I just loved it. I definitely recommend this book if you enjoy contemporary books. I don't know if it was just me. I've not really heard anyone talking about it yet, but I loved it. So that's The Museum of Heartbreak. I definitely recommend you check this one out. It was definitely, okay, it was my second favourite of the month, but if I wouldn't have read the next book, this would have been my favourite of the month. It was very high up there for me, and I think it'll be one of my favourites of the year, to be honest. And the way that it was all told, the writing was beautiful. It had dinosaurs involved from like the first page, which seems odd, but it makes so much sense. I just want to read this book again, to be honest. I just love this book. I think it's a real comfort book as well. And so yeah, it's The Museum of Heartbreak. Okay, so the next book I read in June was Mutation by Roland Smith. And this is the 4th and final book in the Cryptic Hunter series, which I started, I think, in January. I've just kind of been slowly going through. And this one, I loved it. It was fantastic. I gave 5 stars. So many parts in this book I was like, oh, I didn't expect, and I just flew through it, and I just really enjoyed reading it. Overall, I loved this series. The 3rd book in the series was my least favourite. The first one and this one I gave 5 stars though. The series is great. If you enjoy kind of adventure fantasy series, it is middle grade. I would recommend this series, and if you enjoy reading middle grade, I'd recommend it. I just loved it. I definitely want to read more by Roland Smith. This was just, I just enjoyed it so much, and I will be doing a full review of books 1 to 4, like a series video type of thing. So I won't say too much about this one, but overall I loved it. The end was great. It concluded so well. I don't know, I just loved it, and I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. This series is, I've not actually read a whole series from start to finish in a long time. It's the first series I've finished this year, I think, and so I really enjoy it. Plus I'm glad because this is actually, there's no more books coming out, so this is the end book. Whereas some series that I'm reading, you get to the end, but then there's more books coming out eventually, so this is the end of the story. I feel like there could be another one though, but I don't think that much would happen. I feel like I could just read them just going about general life, not even on adventure. I just want to know where the characters are. I felt so attached to the characters after the 4 books, and I really enjoyed this book. I kind of felt worried after book 3 that I wasn't going to get into this one as much, but I did, and it was my favourite book of the month, and it's one of my favourite books of the year, but the series is one of my favourite of the year. So yeah, that was Mutation. And then finally we have another contemporary, and that is Everything by Nicola Yoon. This book I enjoyed, and it was really good. I read it very quickly. I really loved kind of some little, I wouldn't say annotations, they were kind of like little, let's see if I can find a, it was a really quick read, because of the way that it was laid out. Here you go, like some here, there's like little notes in it that are like little pictures, and there was this one really cool one of these fish. So I don't know if I can find that now. I know a lot of people have read this book. I believe it was the debut novel of Nicola Yoon, and she's coming out with another one called The Sun is something about a star. I don't know, so I'm going to pick that one up when it comes out, because I really enjoy this. I'm really going to look forward to her next work. And yeah, like I say, overall there's not much to say about it. It's about this girl who is allergic to everything, and she has to kind of be confined in her house, and she has a homeschool, and she has kind of a live-in, well not live-in actually, but a day nurse, and her mum is a doctor, and this boy moves in next door. And it isn't quite as you expect, actually. This book, I thought I knew what I was going into, and then I was wrong. So I was really happily surprised. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. It was a quick read. I don't know if I'd read it again, but I feel like it'll be a book that will stick with me. So I'm really glad that I read it. And like I said, I'll definitely be reading other books by Nicola Yoon. I will pick up her second book. Yes, I really enjoyed that. So overall, it was a great reading month for me in June. I'm so happy with the books that I read. I enjoyed them all. They were all 4 or above. Next month, I feel like won't be, well, July, it's July now, but I feel like it won't be as good of a reading month because I have a lot of things going on in July, so if I read at least 3 books, or maybe 4, I'd be happy. I kind of was like, yes, I'm going to read 6 next month, I'm going to go up and up and up, but I just know that this month I am busy, so maybe August will be the month. But yes, that's 5 books this month. I'm happy with that, and I enjoyed all the books. That's kind of what's more important. I'd rather read less and really enjoy them all than, you know. But yeah, so Mutation was my favourite, but the Museum of Heartbreak was coming in a very close second. Let me know if you've read any of these books and your thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you guys had a fantastic June, and here it is to July. I'll see you guys next time. Thumbs up if you enjoy these wrap-ups, and I'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.